I had a pretty damn unique career getting to grow up here and play here. And I know what this game means against the Raiders. And even I feel like it's lost its appeal. Gosh, dang it. What's it going to take to get him back on track, man? Mike DeBerry from Albuquerque. I hate the Raiders. Awesome seeing you. Been following your media career since Broncos radio back in the day. Appreciate you, Mike. Really do. Appreciate you. Mount Columbus speak. I am. I'm speaking hot sauce. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, Trace. This is what I'm looking for. This is a great point. Talibs, snatching Crabtree's train. Excuse me. I speak in the microphone for a living. It's easy. Talibs snatching Crabtree's chain was the great moment of the rivalry, the last great moment. That was a good moment, wasn't it? Happened a couple times in a year, right? That first time, boom, takes it. Then he goes out there. I was actually working the broadcast after I'd retired. I was working the sidelines for the Broncos game over on KOA at the time. And I was standing about 5 feet from it when Aquib Talibs snatched Michael Crabtree's chain the second time, and it turned into an all-out melee, man. I mean, it was like offense versus defense on the sideline, probably 15, 20 people in on that fight. And I've got my microphone, and I'm about ready to drop that microphone and start laying hands because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the passion, man. I'd retired, but I still felt that hate for the Raiders. I still felt that thing. That was a beautiful moment. You're right, Savage Tone. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment, wasn't it? We need more of that. We need more of that. Yeah, John, you're right. Let's see. John says Raiders not mattered a long time. Raiders suck. Well, you know what sucks? Either of the Broncos. The Broncos haven't mattered in a long time. I think the Broncos are working on something here, though. I do. Do you know what the all-time, not that this means jack squat, because it doesn't. I'm definitely not a guy that thinks what happened in 1970 has anything to do with what's happening here in 2024. But you know what the all-time series record is between the Raiders and the Broncos? It's not good. If you would have just asked me, had I not looked it up, I honestly would have thought that the Broncos had dominated this series over the longevity. 72, 53, and 2 in the Raiders' favor. They've actually beaten the Broncos 19 more times. That sucks. Well, it was only 11 more times until the last 8-game winning streak began for the Raiders. It was only 11. Now it's up to 19 because they won 8 frickin' games straight. Wes Williams Real Estate. Romanowski breaking Shannon Sharp's elbow. Eddie Royal kicking the Raiders' ass, man. That was my rookie. Well, Eddie did it a lot. But my rookie year, when we went out there to Oakland and Eddie just went off, that's a memory I'll never forget. Who do you guys hate more? Seriously. At this point where the Broncos are, do you hate the Raiders? Do you hate the Chiefs more? Or is it another team? Do you hate somebody else more? Look, for the Broncos to have a rivalry again, well, you got to become good at football. That's the reality. I remember when Coach Mack came to see you and he made Nebraska a red letter game. Well, Colorado couldn't beat Nebraska. That's why he made it a red letter game. And then Nebraska refused to admit that Colorado's a rivalry for a long, long time. And I understand why, because they dominated the series matchup. Eventually, Colorado got good. They started beating Nebraska's brains in, and all of a sudden it was a true rivalry on both sides. Nebraska might still deny it a little bit, kind of like Buffs deny it with CSU, but that thing became a rivalry. I'll show Wes again here one more time. He says, right now I hate the Chiefs, Kelsey Taylor more, and it's not even close. You know what? I'm not a Tay-Tay hater, actually. Am I supposed to hate Tay-Tay? Is that what you're supposed to do? Man, old Lincoln Kennedy, that was a good football player. All right, here's my stories. Here's my stories for my rookie year. No, my second year in the NFL. My rookie year in the NFL, I dressed for every single game as the swing tackle. I played on a few special teams in every single game, but I didn't play one single snap in the regular season as a tackle because Ryan Clady and Ryan Harris didn't get hurt. They didn't stub their toe. They didn't get a sprained ankle. They didn't get a dislocated finger. They played every single snap of my rookie year, so I never got on the field. My second year, Ryan Harris gets hurt in the Ravens game, and I end up starting, I think it was 9 or 10 games that year, including against the Raiders. And we're down there in the goal line, going down to the south stands, playing at home. We're going down in the south stands, and we've got, if I remember right, it was some sort of sweep to the right, and I'm blocking, I'm engaged. Big old Tommy Kelly, I think Richard Seymour was on the team also. Big old Tommy Kelly goes down one guy in front of me. I end up tripping and falling, and I get up, and Tommy Kelly's rear end is 1 foot in front of me, totally de-pantsed, bare ass, right in front of me. Matter of fact, I almost forgot. I clipped that, and I'm going to show it for you. Tommy Kelly's big old bare ass ends up right in front.
Here's the handoff. Trying to get in, and he will not. Ridden down. Tommy Kelly comes back in the game. Oh, whoops. Whoa. Tommy Kelly comes back in the game. Oh, whoops. Whoops.
Here. There it goes. Now it's back. I'm number 76. I'm playing right tackle. Unfortunately, I can't rewind this thing on this platform, so it's tough for me to go back. So I'm going to play it again one more time. But I'm number 76, the right tackle, and I want you to look close. When I trip and I fall, I mean, my face is staring directly into this man's bare ass.
Here's the handoff. Trying to get in, and he will not. Ridden down. Tommy Kelly comes back in the game. Oh, whoops. Whoa. Tommy Kelly comes back in the game. Oh,
whoops. That was a memory. That was a memory. That'll leave you hating the Raiders, having to see that dude's old big hairy ass right in front of you. That was a fun game. That same game, Brandon Marshall, wide receiver. I always got to say that because we got two Brandon Marshalls here with the Denver Broncos. Brandon Marshall, linebacker, and the wide receiver. Brandon Marshall, the wide receiver, is mic'd up. And at some point in that game, I think it was this game. We'll pretend it was, even if it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was. At some point in that game, somebody had a laser pointer in the stands, and they were shining it on all the players, right? And so they actually stopped the game. And the game gets stopped for a long, long time, and they can't figure out where the heck this dude is because they want to keep the game playing because what if it gets to somebody's face? What if it affects the play? Whatever. So play stops. They got police officers that are walking through the stands trying to find whoever's got the dang laser pointer, and Brandon Marshall happens to see who it is. And it was somebody up in the south stands right where we were marching trying to go score. And Brandon goes and grabs the police officers. And so he gets him, walks up right to the edge where the fans are and points out the fan. So Brandon comes back to the huddle. I'm just messing with him a little bit, and I might have dropped an F-bomb in there, and I said, "Hey, frickin' snitch." I didn't know that Brandon was mic'd up. I didn't know he was mic'd up. Well, it turns out he was, and they end up showing that entire interaction, including Brandon pointing out to the police officers, the guy with the laser pointer, walking up, getting the dude kicked out of the game, coming back to the huddle, and there's Columbus, freaking snitch. Come on, Brandon. You gotta let me know when you're mic'd up. That's the etiquette. You tell your friends, tell your family you're mic'd up. Your buddy's got to know. All right, hey, quick break here, just real quick to again tell you guys I got a great giveaway going on Twitter right now. If you haven't seen it, go to my timeline. There is a signed Super Bowl 50 football. The entire team: Peyton Manning, C.J. Anderson, Tyler Columbus. Obviously, that's why you want that sucker, right? The entire team is on it. Here it is. Let's see if I can show you. Where's Peyton? Where's Peyton? Oh, I can show you Peyton right now. Right there. That's Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, nice and easy to see, right? Because we all write so carefully with our autographs. I'm giving away this football. All you got to do is go to my Twitter, retweet it, then go to my YouTube. The link's in my bio if you need it. The link is also in the tweet there. And subscribe. Tried to build up my YouTube subscribers, and that would be doing me a huge favor if you would please do that for me. Matter of fact, I'm going to check in on it right now, see how we're doing. It's hard, man. I'm starting YouTube from scratch. Whoa, we're kicking butt, man. I started the day with like 10 subscribers. We're up to 456. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Keep them rolling in. All you got to do is like that tweet, retweet that tweet, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and I'm giving away that game ball to a random fan. There's a third-party service that is a random Twitter selector, and then I'm going to send it out. We will hopefully we can get whoever gets the football to send out a tweet showing a photo of it. This is a pretty cool piece of Broncos history that can be in your living room. All right, I'm not going to go a whole lot longer here tonight, but I do want to just go over the matchups here with the Raiders, what's going on with them. Look, the Raiders, we've all talked about this plenty. The Raiders have beaten the Broncos 8 straight times. It's been painful. It's been ugly, but what's going on now? And is that the Broncos hump? Sean Payton famously said about the Chiefs record that was going on, the loss streak, that it wasn't his hump. Well, Sean, unfortunately, the Raiders is your hump because you have lost to the Raiders twice. So you are a part of the Raiders hump. We got to get that monkey off our back. The Raiders offense ranks 24th in the NFL right now. They're trying to figure things out. They don't have it all figured out right now. They're a work in progress. They did beat the Baltimore Ravens, and it was a great win, man. I watched that game. I don't know how many of you guys watched that game against the Ravens, but Gardner Minshew goes in there and is outright dealing, man, tossing the ball all over the place. They win 5 wide. Rich Scangarello, I'm sure you guys remember him, former Broncos offensive coordinator, I believe in 2019. Rich Scangarello is the Raiders offensive coordinator right now, and they're trying to figure things out. They're not running the ball great. Matter of fact, they're terrible at running the ball. They're 31st in the NFL. They're getting about 76.3 yards per game. Passing, they're doing better. They're doing okay. They're 13th in the NFL, getting 212 yards per game, and they're 19th in points. They scored 19.5 points per game. They just lost to they just beat the Cleveland Browns 20-16. But it is the Browns. They got beat by the Panthers the week before that, 36-22. They let Andy Dalton put up 300 some yards on them, and they lost to the Panthers. The week before that, they beat the Ravens 26-23. The week before that, week 1, they lost to the Chargers 22-10. So same record as the Broncos.